Daffodil Place is a 24-room facility built for people who have to travel to St. John's for cancer care. Essentially, it's a facility inside the overpass for people who live outside the overpass.
Well, I'll be in here when I'm finished. I'll leave here the 5th of July. I'll be in for approximately 7 weeks.
My name is Joan McLean. I'm here for radiation treatment for breast cancer.
Are you there?
3 weeks.
3 weeks here?
Yeah.
And when do you leave?
Right now.
So you just had your last treatment?
Last treatment.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well, yesterday I wasn't feeling well, and I was having a rough day, and I get right emotional. And they all came to me, if you need help, we're here to help you. Where else would you get that? You wouldn't get that in a hostel or in a hotel,
You walk in here, you don't realize people got cancer. They're all smiling, happy. Everybody is, they're giving you a little piece of their heart.
My father's here because he was diagnosed with prostate cancer. When we got here, you don't know what to expect. And when you come in, everybody's just, okay, where are you from? How you doing? Right? And they just take you around and they take you under their wing, right? And they make you feel at home and comfortable really quick.
Everybody here is going through the same thing, whether it's the person or their companion caregiver. I mean, everybody understands what you're going through because they're going through it as well. And it makes the whole experience that much nicer. I mean, when you're talking to the fellow at the next table in the dining room, how many more treatments have you got left? When are you able to go home this weekend? What did you get up to? It's just, we're all in the same situation, and just knowing that everybody else understands what you're going through makes it that much easier.
My name is Gary Neal, and I'm a volunteer here at Daffodil Place. People who have been diagnosed with cancer and come here to get their treatments and things, they need a bit of, I call it comic relief in the nighttime, to get their minds off of what they're actually here for. I have a little kitchen party band. 3 of us, we come in and we do a few songs and jigs and that type of thing. And just to see their faces light up when we come in the room, and they don't want us to leave, actually. When 9 o'clock comes at night, they say, stay a little longer.
My name is Nicole George, and I'm a volunteer in the Practical Resource Room. The Practical Resource Room is a resource room here at Daffodil Place, and essentially what it does, it houses wigs and prostheses and turbans and just a bunch of support information for the men and women of Newfoundland and Labrador who need these resources. Volunteering here has changed my life and my perspective on a lot of things. To see a woman come in and try on a wig and see herself again is a really powerful thing, and see the laughter come back in their eyes, it's priceless.
It was fabulous. The people here are kind, open. I mean, they're so warm. It's like when you come back on Monday after going home for the weekend, it's like, how's everybody? And, did you have a good weekend? What'd you get up to? And they can't do enough for you. It really, if you got to be away from home, especially under such, trying circumstances, they really make it all a whole lot easier.
The staff here is just wonderful. And there's a nice clean pace and it's quiet. That's what I like about it, it's nice and quiet. Especially when you're going through cancer. I'm not going through it, but my wife is. It's a nice place to come to go through that difficult times, and they help you out so much. And everything that you would want for, if they can do it, you will get no problem getting it.
Since opening in July 2009, Daffodil Place has been a home away from home for 21,616 guests and caregivers from 473 communities. Do you realize it costs $750,000 a year just to keep the lights on in this place? We receive no government funding whatsoever, which means all of the funds raised comes from people, generous people like you.
We do a yearly donation to Daffodil Place on behalf of the members of Local 579. Unfortunately, over the last few years, we have had some members that required a place to stay while in the city, and at Daffodil Place, they stepped up, they took care of our members, they really lightened the burden that they had dealing with their health issues. It's a donation that we have intentions on continuing to do, because it gives comfort to our members knowing that when they come to St. John's for treatments, that they don't have to worry about the burden of the cost of place to stay, of getting around the city. They're looked after here at the Daffodil Place.
I'm Jackie O'Connell of S&S Supply Limited. Well, Brad passed away in 2018 with cancer. He had 4 charities that he had in his will, and the Cancer Society was one of them. And us as a family decided that we should make the donation to the Daffodil House to make sure that people who were diagnosed with cancer and had to travel, it wasn't such a burden financially on them. So we decided that we were going to donate here.
My name is Jerry Earle. I'm NAPE president, and I live here in Paradise. Back in 2015, when I became president, we were reached out to, on behalf of Daffodil Place, asked would we contribute. Our members across Newfoundland and Labrador were really happy to be able to step up to the plate and support Daffodil Place, and we have actually since that time, every year now we contribute on an annual basis.
If you are one of the 11 people diagnosed with cancer every single day in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, the last thing you'll need to be worrying about is where you're going to sleep during your cancer care.
Well, we had nowhere to stay, right?
If you didn't get the chance to stay here, where would you?
Well, I would have had to stay at a hostel, right?
I mean, 6 weeks in St. John's, right off the bat, where are you going to stay? And how much is it going to cost? And, all those things go through your mind.
Probably not to get there.
Really?
I have to cancel it because the cost is that expensive, we just can't afford it.
If Daffodil Place didn't exist, it would be difficult. I mean, the price they charge you here is $30 a day. You get 3 meals. If I had to go to an hotel, no, I couldn't do it.
I stayed in hotels, first going off, coming back and forth, but again, that was very expensive. And your transportation back and forth. So it ran us into a nice bit of money. And it was to a point where you have to say, well, I can't do this no more.
Daffodil Place not only provides beautiful accommodations for people like this who have to travel into St. John's for their treatment, they also provide 3 meals a day, transportation to and from all of their medical appointments, more support, professional counseling, and so many different programs. The cost to Daffodil Place to keep the lights on is $120 a night per room, but the charge to the resident is only $30. So where do we make up the difference? Fundraising, and that's what this is all about.
Just visiting this facility, I've had the opportunity to actually talk to a couple of the residents here. This is a home away from home, and it relieves the stress. It's a place for them to live while they're undergoing treatment during a very challenging time in their life. So having one less burden to worry about, having somewhere to call home is extremely important.
It truly warms my heart because I understand how people do get financially strapped, because we were a family that know it firsthand, because we pretty much traveled the world to try to make Brad better. And it didn't work, so I figured, you know what? Why not help somebody else that needs help?
We're just so pleased to be part of Daffodil Place. We feel like it's not just a donation to us, it's a partnership that we've formed over the last 10 to 12 years. And hopefully going forward, it's a partnership we will be able to expand upon.
This is Daffodil Place's Healing Garden. It's a spot for residents to come, get some fresh air, feed the fish, plant some flowers or even vegetables. Essentially, it's just another peaceful place in this amazing facility for patients to come collect their thoughts while they're dealing with something as epic as their cancer care. In 2018 alone, Daffodil Place housed over 600 residents. That's the equivalent of over 7,000 nights. If they didn't have Daffodil Place as a place to stay, they would need to stay in a hotel with friends or with relatives. Some people even have to resort to mortgaging their own homes just to live somewhere while they deal with their cancer treatment. It's just another example of why Daffodil Place is so important.
There actually been people in Newfoundland that have not been able to afford to get their treatments. So when I hear that, it really brings out the passion in me as a volunteer to want to make this place work.
I wish more people realized when they were donating to Daffodil Place what they were actually donating to, which is helping people come and stay here and helping people have their food included and their rides to and from treatments, buying the wigs, buying the resources that they need. I think that It's so important to this province.
Our members every year looks forward to contributing, and when we put out the call, it's one of those charities that we air right across Newfoundland from every one of our locals. They step up and support Daffodil Place.
Hi, I'm Alan Hocko, and I'm inviting you to take a one-night stand with me against cancer.